Onto off the pitch things, the sort of pre-work has started over in the East Stand, ready for the real things to start. How exciting is that?
That's tremendously exciting. I believe, it's the first major significant investment in the club in Brunton Park in probably 15 years. We're excited about it. It's going to be, it will easily be in excess of probably £3 million. But it's exciting to see what we can do there. The additional hospitality spaces, the additional offices, the additional classrooms, the skyboxes, which there's already a waiting list for the skyboxes, which I think is absolutely tremendous. It's only going to help elevate the club and help elevate just the status of Brunton Park into, as I've said, we need to modernize it. So very, very pleased that that's starting right now. We're hoping it will be ready by the start of the new season. It's going to be a tight schedule. We're optimistic that will happen, but we want to make sure we do it right. So we know there can be, in construction, there can always be hiccups and things of that nature, but we're optimistic we can get that done. And then at the same time, we're going to still, the West Stand and the hospitality over here is going to be as is. I had many questions like, is Foxy shutting down and we're moving over? And we're like, no, there's so much history on the West side up here in the hospitality that the East Stand is just going to add additional capacity, which, as I mentioned, all that can help generate revenue. All that revenue, Patty and I've committed, will be focused right back into the club. And try to make the club financially viable and a strong club moving forward.
Also plans for the land behind the Warwick and behind the Blue Star?
Yes, behind the Warwick, we're not going to fundamentally change the Warwick right now, but we are obviously changing the facilities, and we're changing the concessions to make sure that the fans there have access to that. What some folks don't know is we just are closing on 2 residences that are right there on Warwick Road, and what that'll enable us to do is behind those residences and before you hit the stadium, there's just dead space, dead green space that can now be utilized and paved into hard space, and we can start to use that as additional concession space for behind Warwick. My vision, we're going to see how this works. The vision is we should be able to walk all the way around the stadium pretty much. You shouldn't have to come back out to Warwick Road and go around, but now you have more space, more commercial space available for us there. So that's, I think, going to be a real plus, taking down the pylons, putting in the new facilities, adding the disability space on that Warwick side, I think is all positives for the club. It's a lot. There's quite a bit going on in the stadium right now. There's more that needs to be done, but we do have to pace ourselves. We have a limited staff that right now is, to be frank with you, is being stretched, and I realize that. Our profile is, we want to push forward as hard as we can, and we're doing that, but we do also have to understand this is what the staff we have right now. We're probably going to have to start adding some resources there on the administrative side, because our intention is to grow. Our intention is to build for the future, and to do that you have to have the right infrastructure, both on just the physical infrastructure, but also on the personnel side as well, to make sure that people aren't overloaded and that there's joy in the journey as we're doing this. It should be fun. It should be a fun and exciting time for everybody.
Onto the training ground. How are things progressing with that? The
training ground is, it's progressing. Do I wish it would progress faster? Yes, I do. I'm not gonna shy away from that. We're pushing. We believe that the training facility can be a beacon of light for the community. We believe if people see the vision of what we're looking at building, which is a dome facility, so it's indoors, so we have a place to practice no matter what the weather is, a 4G pitch that's lit, 2 first-class grass pitches for the first team, and then some 60 by 40 pitches as well. It's just going to be a phenomenal facility, and we think it's going to be make a significant impact on the community as well. That's one of the big reasons I did not want to move this training facility outside of Carlisle. I didn't want to be 20 miles outside that nobody could come and see it. It should be a shared use space, and we can make that happen. We're excited about making that happen. And when you look at it, as we're building Carlisle for the future, I sit there and say, we have, I think, 7,500 at the last match. We can consistently bring that up to 12,000, 13,000 as we're building what we're building. think of the economic impact that can bring to the city. I mean, the hotels, the restaurants, and everything. It can put Carlisle. It's on the map, and Carlisle is a beautiful city, but it can make it bigger and just better for the overall community. So we're excited about that. I'm not going to lie, I wish it was going faster. That's just our nature, but it is progressing. But anything we can do to make that go a little bit quicker would be greatly appreciated.
Are we in a position where we can tell fans where that's planning on being?
I think fans know where the site is. I mean, I'm not going to say it right now out there, but I think every fan that I've talked to has pretty much said, "Is it going to be here?" And I just say no comment. I cannot neither confirm nor deny that, but I think the majority know where it is, and I think it's the right spot for it. I just think that right there in the city. It's just going to be a great, almost not, I'm not going to say tourist attraction, but another thing Carlisle can put up there to say, come up to the Lake District, come up to Carlisle, see the cathedral, see the different, go down Botcher Gate, and go see the Carlisle Blue training facility. It's right there within walking distance, and see what it's like and be a part of it.
Are we still on track for at least having a pitch for the start of pre-season?
That is, unfortunately, that's, when you say how are we doing right now with the training facility, I think that's where we're at, is to try to secure the facility, secure the land area, and then at least have one grass pitch up ready for the beginning of the season for training. I don't want, it's really a distraction. I mean, the squad's been great, the first team's been great, but it is a distraction when you have to load up and go to Gretna, and it doesn't work. And to be here and have a pitch in the back here of Brunton Park, which isn't ideal for training, but they've done a great job on it. But to have a first-class pitch, much like we have here at Brunton Park, available for training, that to me it needs to happen. It needs to be available this summer. I'm doing everything I can. I know the club's doing everything we can to push that. I would say that needs to happen, and we need everybody to come together and make that a reality.
A few other things to touch on. Fans are keen to get season ticket details. Can we confirm what we're doing with those? Yes,
we had that discussion. Patty and I, we arrived in town Friday, and have been involved actively and have had meetings. Basically, we are going to hold ticket prices. We're going to hold ticket prices. Anybody who is a season ticket holder, I believe, would be able to purchase the season tickets basically at a 5-game discount. So instead of paying for 23, you're going to pay for 18 and get all 23, which I think is hopefully a tremendous benefit and something that the club should do and can do and wants to do. I believe the tickets should go on sale probably around late May. I'm not specific on that date, but I believe they're going to be available around late May.
And since we last spoke, Tom too confirmed that the legacy debts should have been sorted by now. Is that all done? Are we at the end of that?
Yeah, the legacy debt is gone. Just so everybody is very knows exactly where it is. It is gone. Castle Sports Group, which is owned by Patty and I, purchased the debt from the previous debt owners. We purchased that. I said that would not be an obstacle to us getting this done. So Castle Sports Group owns that debt. Castle Sports Group is intending to forgive that debt in its entirety. We've suspended interest payments, but we've already agreed to forgive the debt as well. So although that won't come out, I believe, until the end of the season, 24-25, when the financials get posted to Company's House, for all intents and purposes, the debt has been forgiven. There'll be no payments. Castle Sports has forgiven it, and it's done. It's gone. You just won't see that until we file Company House papers in June or July.
And just last one, you're here till May, and Tom and Alice are joining you this week while Nick and Jenna are away on the honeymoon. What are your other plans for the next couple of weeks?
We're going to enjoy the two matches. We've got the home match and the away match at Derby. We're going to go to the Cumberland final. We're looking forward to that. That should be a fun event. We have a lot to do here at the club, just pushing things, moving things along. Again, great staff, but we have so much going on that it is stretching everybody. And so we are adding resources too, I just say, on the administrative side, which is necessary if we're going to continue to build and grow the the business and the club as we want to. So we're going to be focused on adding some resources there. Anything that Patty and I can do to help move the club along, we're going to be doing that. We're going to try to target to have a fans forum before we leave May 2nd. I don't know if we can make that happen, but our goal is, if we can, we would like to do that while all four of us are present and be available to, probably answer some tough questions on a tough season. But I think we're moving in the right direction. So we want to engage the fans. We want to talk to them and tell them about, yes, this was a difficult time, but here's where we're headed. Here's where we're going. And again, we encourage anybody that has, and we have received a lot of input from a lot of fans and supporters that has been taken to note. I mean, it's been taken to note and been added to the leadership group meeting. So we discussed some things, but hopefully we can get a fans forum in before we leave. And other than that, we're just going to enjoy Carlisle, enjoy our time here. We love the community. We love walking to and from the park and city center and meeting people. So we're going to enjoy Carlisle.
Thank you.